to start any assignment until he has raised a man. And he can wait for years. When I mean years, including 50 years. God is not interested in the work as much as he's interested in the man he will raise to do the work. So when you come to church, one of the things you must ask God to do is to help you fit into the assignment. Fit into the assignment. If you don't fit into the assignment, you'll be interpreting your pastor differently. And you will never represent him. Because in this ministry work, you are supposed to represent your pastor and Christ. If you represent Christ alone and abandon your pastor, you will destroy the denomination he brought you inside. So you must respect Christ and your pastor, because your pastor is the conduit by which God brings his revelation, his words, and his purpose for that local assembly. Every local assembly is peculiar. They're not the same. No two local assemblies is the same. I've not seen. So you must understand the peculiarity of your local assembly congregation. You can have a congregation of 100 persons and have a congregation of 20 persons. What the congregation of 20 people will do, congregation of 100 people cannot do it. I'm telling you, I'm talking from practical experience. But you see, it doesn't begin with just being a member. You begin with loving God, loving your church, and loving your pastor. And this love I'm talking about is not a lip service love. It must come from your heart. So let me do a test now. Please don't be distracted. For the past 21 days, if you have prayed for your pastor, let me see your hand up. I'm not talking of Father bless my Father and Jesus, amen. You have prayed for your pastor in earnest. Let me see your hand up. If you have prayed for your church in earnest, let me see your hand up. You owe your pastor prayers. A lot of prayers. Because your pastor is in the forefront. Some bullets that the devil is targeting at you, you have to pass it through your pastor before he can get to you. And I'm not joking, I'm telling you the truth. There are many things that can never come to you because your pastor is standing. I'll show you from scripture. They're all in the Bible. That's why I used to tell my wife, treat me as your husband in the house, but treat me as your pastor in church. Because they are two different things. If you keep seeing me as that man that wears boxers in the house when we come to church, there are things God will not give you. I don't know why it's like that, but that's how it is. That's how it is. As a member, if you treat your pastor as your pal, my friend, the only blessing you can receive from him is a friend's blessing. You can't receive priestly blessing. I'm telling you the truth. It's very dangerous. That's why it's very dangerous to be too close to your pastor and take him for granted. I'm saying all this because of the message I'm preaching today. I'm preaching the danger of disobedience to authority of your pastor. The danger of disobedience to the authority of your pastor. Why do God give us pastors? Every pastor is not your pastor. Write it down. Every pastor is not your pastor. You can listen to every pastor, but you have a pastor. Just like no wife is qualified to have two husbands. That is how no member is qualified to have two pastors. You can have pastors, but you must have a pastor. Do you understand what I'm trying to say now? It's illegal for a member to have two pastors that he subjects counsel to. Some members in church, they take counsel from their pastor that they say is their pastor. They now take that counsel that they have taken from their pastor and go and subject it to another pastor. You are not a good member. You are a very bad and dangerous member. There are people in my church, I know some of them, they are like that. It's everywhere. But there are people in my church, if I tell them, because I know that everything I tell them is a law, I'm careful when I'm talking to them. You know that people like that in church. Everything I say to them is a law. So I don't joke with them. I don't say words just for saying sake. Because I know how important they value my words. So I don't just say things. Any member who does not regularly communicates with the pastor, especially in a local assembly where you have access to your pastor, you don't regularly interact with your pastor concerning the dealings of life, concerning your family, concerning your business and something. It means you have other pastors somewhere. If the congregation is big, and then there are department heads you can relate to. But once the congregation is sizable and you do not relate to your pastor concerning the decisions you take, concerning your business, concerning the spiritual insights you're having, concerning the struggles you're having on the day, he says to your pastor, something is wrong with you as the member. I'm telling you from experience. And such people in church, I've seen them suffer. I'm telling you. Because the ones who come close to me, who tells me to the point of, Pastor, yesterday, now God just save us, just come get me come see food eat. They are not telling me because they want me to give them money for food. They are telling me because they have told me things even worse than those kind of things. Because they interact with me. They don't take decisions without discussing with me. If wife is pregnant today and they just got the pregnancy test now, what next should we do, sir? I don't know that you're following me. Such people in church, I have seen them grow and be better. I've seen them. The ones who avoid me, who think they have figured out everything and they can handle themselves. You know, church is like a family. Any child in the family who does not ask questions, who does anything he wants to do, don't do this, don't do this. Do it this way. He said, okay, sir. He left.